Welcome to the Daily Review. This is the Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading, and today is July 8th, 2025, and today is Tuesday morning. It is the time to trade. Tesla plummets over 6% after Elon Musk decides he's starting a political party. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. So looking at the market, starting off with the Forex symbols, the Australian dollar gets a spike after a cash rate decision. And looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both sell off. Looking at commodities, we're seeing really just inching higher for both gold and oil. And looking at the stocks, really a sell-off almost across the board. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go with the Australian dollar. So here we go with the Australian dollar. You see that it spiked, okay? And this was a nice slide over the last couple of days, but it did spike earlier this morning. You could see that nice spike to 65.57. Now, I would fade the spike, okay? Not necessarily that it's going to not correct itself, but you know, when you get these type of news kind of events in these type of situations, especially when you get a sell-off and then a nice decent bounce, I would expect it to challenge that supportish level at 64.85 one more time just to confirm that it's strong. Okay, so keep that in mind. This may still actually sell off. All right, we'll see. Time will tell. Okay, if it does sell off back to its lows of 64.95, at least its current lows. So a possible opportunity on the short side there. Now looking at the GBP USD, just climbing itself out of that rut. Okay, and so is the euro, really, for that matter. Okay, not much of a rut, really, just a slight sell-off there as well. All right, so jumping into commodities, gold inches higher here to 33.31. We did make a little bit of a comeback there, and crude oil did the same, just going to 68.42. So nothing really big doing there. Now looking at the U.S. markets, they did sell off. All right, we're going to be looking at the NASDAQ. Yesterday it sold off in pre-market trading. We're actually up a little bit this morning. Now looking at the Dow Jones, also a decent sell-off yesterday on the downside, but we're getting a bounce today already. Okay, so the stocks, there were some people who took some money off the table, and let's break it down. JP Morgan took a little bit of a sell-off, about $5 there. Okay, almost the sell-off was across the board, and Tesla got hit really bad. You could see that gap down, and then, you know, a attempt to stay green throughout the day, but we did get a massive gap down yesterday from 310-ish level, even higher, 315-ish level down to 293. I made some money back there a little bit, but nothing to really write home about. Okay, this could be just a news issue. It doesn't necessarily reflect on Tesla itself, so keep that in mind as well. Now looking at some of the stronger stocks, Microsoft still holding on to its strength at 497. Hasn't really budged. Okay, if we look at Facebook, also just a little bit of a tapering lower yesterday after hitting all-time record highs. And so the markets are relatively still strong. Okay, so I do anticipate some resilience in the markets as well. And let's take a look at NVIDIA. Didn't really sell off. Okay, 156, holding on to its gain. So I do anticipate there'll be a correctional move to this market sell-off. Okay, and it's more about profit taking than anything else. Now Bitcoin remaining unchanged. Okay, it's summer trading. We are poised to get some corporate earnings as we enter the latter part of the month. So we still have something to look forward to, but all in all, it's a quiet session. This is Fed Razak. Want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.
My advice, this is the best time to trade.